Formula One cars are considered to be the most brilliant inventions ever and are placed at the top of the pyramid because of their crazy speed. However, these speed monsters also prove to be extremely dangerous sometimes. Today, Formula One cars are considered to be safe for everyone. However, this has not always been the case. Now, what forced FIA to make objections on the cars, and what has actually changed in these cars? Is it the engine that got changed, or did they just reduce the speed of the vehicle? Well, let's find out. From the 1950s to 1970s, Formula One used to race in curved tracks which were actually metal death traps. The drivers used to drive at a crazy speed of 200 miles per hour. Now, do you guys really think that the drivers cared for safety at this speed? I don't really think so. These deadly tracks killed many drivers, including Jim Clark, Jochen Rindt, Antoine Hubert, and many others. In the 1980s, instead of becoming more careful, the Formula One cars were instead designed in a way that made them even more dangerous. They had turbo engines which made them even faster than before. Not surprisingly, the number of deaths drastically increased after this. However, things got a bit different in the 21st century. Thanks to the FIA, the safety of drivers was prioritized over everything else. Safety barriers were also added in cars. Despite all these efforts, one day something happened that changed Formula One forever. Jules Bianchi's death was the tragic moment that actually shook the world of motorsport, leaving everyone heartbroken. The young French driver had only played his part in 2 seasons until he became a part of a horrific car crash in the Japanese Grand Prix that marked his end forever. The tragedy came on the 3rd of October 2014 when all the drivers were gearing up for a race. Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton were on the front row. They all were ready to race with a full passion, having no idea that soon they will all be left in despair. However, something did feel wrong at the beginning of the race. It had also started raining to make matters worse. The first mishap took place at the 7th turn when Adrian Sutil lost his control on 42 laps. He was quickly rescued and thankfully did not suffer from any serious injuries. However, things went from dangerous to horrifying very quickly. On the next lap, Jules Bianchi's car lost control and he went straight towards the runoff area and hit directly into the tractor. It was a huge catastrophe. Bianchi's car was demolished completely by the crash. He himself was found unconscious and was not even responding at all. An ambulance was called and Bianchi was quickly taken to the nearest hospital. According to the doctors, Jules had suffered from a serious head injury and was undergoing surgeries to reduce the amount of blood loss. The CT scan reports showed how severe Jules's injuries actually were. Doctors were trying their full efforts, and Jules was also shifted to the intensive care unit for further treatments after surgery. However, his wounds were very severe and he went into a coma for 9 months until finally his death in July 2015. Jules's death left everyone devastated and also taught the FIA a lesson that even the safest version of a Formula One car is capable of taking anyone's life. It was a moment of grief for everyone, including Jules's teammates, as they had lost their young, talented mate. Jules's death was the day that changed Formula One forever. The FIA promised that they will not let the young driver's death go in vain. The FIA started their investigations, and after multiple tests, they had finally come up with something unbelievable. They introduced the new virtual safety cars, which reduced the chances of injury and death to very low. They also introduced new guidelines for the drivers. They also introduced the Halo in 2018, which shocked literally everyone. This little thing is capable of standing 12 tons over it. I mean, isn't that crazy? Although the design of the virtual cars was not as appealing as other sports cars, at least it was capable of providing safety to the drivers. The Halo fixed along with the car performed very well on the track and saved many drivers from being killed or injured by horrific crashes. In 2020, during a race, Romain Grosjean's car was literally split in half during a crash, and he still managed to rise out of the burning car completely unharmed. It almost reminded me of some kind of movie scene. I mean, it looks pretty unreal, right? This amazing also protected Lewis Hamilton from breaking his spine after Max Verstappen's Red Bull landed on top of his vehicle. Not only this, the car also prevented Jagwanu from severe damage in 2022 at the British Grand Prix. It was actually a horrific car crash, and coming out of it safe was almost unbelievable. All these crashes prove that Halo is an amazing addition to Formula One, cars making them the safest ever. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. If you guys liked the video, then don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another amazing video from us. See you guys next time.